I've been chasing difficult shifting on this van for too long now, but I've actually identified a pathway that I think is where the problem is. I haven't been able to figure out how to solve that problem, but on the transmission page on the AP200, it shows left and right wheel speeds. And when this vehicle shows both left and right, I have perfect shifting, low RPM. When it shows only the left, then I have very high RPM shifts. It makes sense because it adds them together and creates a sum that I think is used to calibrate when to shift. And if it only has one side, not both, it's reading half the speed. So it's shifting it twice the actual speed, if that makes sense. I have replaced the wheel sensor. I've gotten continuity all the way to the front plug. I'm kind of thinking I need to replace the ABS module at this point and see if that makes any changes. Anyhow, the rest is my story. Thank you. So I'm tracing. I put a new wheel speed sensor in this morning. I connected it over there and it didn't read it. So I'm like, okay, that was an idiot move. I should have gotten under here. And I found my connections way back here. Nice and beautiful, gorgeous connection. And then somebody else's connections up here. Not bad. And then I travel north of there and I find another connection right here. And then I saw a little piece of tape right here. And I pulled it off and there were twisted together, totally green corroded connections there. Then there's another connection here and another connection here. So I'm going to cut all this back and put in a piece of new wire from there to there. And hopefully have solid, good wire. So this test lead goes all the way back to the wheel sensor. So I know I've got that wire good. So here's that test lead. And I'll switch it over to this one and check coming off the wheel sensor, right rear wheel sensor. Switched it over to the other one. And I'll go check up front, and we have tone there. So we have a good wire, both good wires all the way to the front plugs. With the wheels in the air, I can now run the vehicle in gear, watching to see if the right rear wheel sensor is being identified by the ECU, and start troubleshooting from there. Okay, just a quick visual on the speed sensor and its proximity to the tone ring. And also looking kind of at the tone ring, I thought maybe it would be crusty, but it really doesn't look like the tone ring is terribly corroded. I'm under here where the front, just under the driver's seat right now, and I saw a bunch of electrical tape that was not factory, so I pulled it back. I think really this is just where somebody brought in some speed sensors and refastened them into the harness. I'm not seeing any wires that are problems. So I just put the wheels back on it, ran it down the driveway, and in the ABS live data, it's seeing no information. On the transmission data, live data, it's seeing the left rear, but not the right rear. I'm not sure why the ABS is not showing any live data, but the transmission is showing one of the sensors.